Espresso.
Okay, so hello, good evening. Welcome to Janidan Wellbeing Gardens 2023. Sorry, I've not been able to post anything so far this year. It's because it's been so hectic. I've got four different places to plant, and so it's been really hectic. I've just been struggling to put everything down in the ground. Although I still have a long way to go. So I will start taking you around a little tour in the backyard. Then we'll do the other ones on other days. So we'll do the back garden today. Come down. So this evening we are doing our first harvest, strawberry harvest. We've just harvested um three bowls of strawberries, and we'll see that's our first main harvest behind the house. We're still it's still going. We still have a lot to harvest. Can you put harvest ones are not ripe? There are harvest a lot of ones that are not ripe. Leave them for tomorrow. Okay. The grandkids have just done a lot of harvesting and they're really enjoying this. That's a good thing about gardening. It's a bonding time. So this year I've got my grandkids with me and they're helping me out a lot. So they've just done some strawberry harvesting, which is good for them. So they've got a lot of strawberries to enjoy this evening. Although we've harvested some, there's still a lot of strawberries to go. The bed has actually expanded. Last year it was like here, this year it's down there. So this year we've got a lot of strawberries. Um, because the bed extended right to the end. So very soon after this has all the fruits are gone, it's going to start multiplying again. So we'll have more strawberries next year. But the bed is already full. So this year, when they produce young ones, I'll have to take the young ones to another plot to have another place. Come here. Come and show this place. So here is a garlic bed. You can see the garlic is dying out because it's time. It's time to harvest it. So in a few weeks' time, I'll be harvesting. There's some onions in here. That's a surprise because I didn't plant any onions. But the year before I had some onions in here. So it's some sort of grown. So this year we got, what is this?
Garlic.
You can see that's garlic. It's ready to harvest. So in a few weeks' time, I'll just give it some time to dry out. Then in a few weeks' time, I'll be harvesting. So we'll get onto some vertical planting. So I've got beans, climbing beans here, climbing. I've got some other beans, the bush beans in there, and some corn, sister planting. I've got cucumbers in here, more beans, a rose flower plant. We've got more beans and some spinach. It's another surprise plant I've just seen here now. I didn't realize there was spinach in here. Let's go down. That's what I'm looking for. Tomato sweet. Sorry, there's still a bit of mess around because I'm still working. When I finish working, then I'll take it off. Then still more beans in there. Under this glass is water leaf. I'm going to do a whole tutorial about water leaf. This way, I want you to see something here. This is my raspberry plant. This raspberry plant I've had it for for about 3 years, and see the amount of ripe raspberries that are there. There are ripe raspberries like everywhere. Every day we harvest these raspberries and they're just multiplying. So see, so many ripe raspberries. We have to harvest them this evening. In there is my strawberry, my spices bed as usual. So straight from the garden to the pot. I want you to see the ripe raspberries. See how many raspberries we've got? Ripe raspberries, many, loads. This to harvest this evening. Yesterday we harvested a bowl, and this evening we still have more to harvest. Then in the greenhouse, this is a greenhouse. We've got tomatoes, peppers. We got sweet potatoes splits. To plant sweet potatoes, you have to some sort of grow them like this, then get these parts and then plant them. So these ones are ready to go in the ground. So today I'm putting them in because if they know the roots, I'm going to put them in the ground today to plant. And this is my first year of planting sweet potatoes. I'll see how it goes. For the first time, it's a bit dry in here. I'm going to water so things will look different tomorrow. This is the spice. The first time to grow it also. Basil. First time to grow it, and that's anchia, which I nest tomorrow. That one is going to the. I'm going to plant it out tomorrow. More tomatoes, and then this year, for the first time, I've successfully grown okra, germinated okra actually, and not only germinated, and it's growing very well. So, the first time I've got okra growing. That's my okra plant. Okra for the first time. So I will see how it goes. The first time I've planted okra. See that? It's doing well. See, beans. Okay, we'll go to my orchards. Last year I had 3 apple trees producing. This year's only one. This is not a year for apples like everywhere. I've not seen any apples really doing well, but I've got just one apple tree, which has produced fruits this year. Pear trees. These trees are going to go into the ground because so far as are in the containers. Looks like the containers need to change the containers. So I'm going to put them in the ground. I have to look for a landscape person to put them in the ground. This one is a plum tree. I don't know when it's going to produce. It's been here for about 2.5 years. No fruits yet. It's doing very well because it's some sort of, the roots have some sort of found themselves in the ground, so it's doing better. We've got behind there, we've got our cherry trees. This year I've beaten the beds. I've harvested about a panel of cherries. For the past 2 years, the cherries have produced. I've not been able to harvest them. You can see some ripe ones here. In here, they're getting ripe. So very sweet cherries. We've harvested them. We've already eaten most of it. That's sunflower. More beans. It's like this year I'm a bit being smart. It's just because I'm doing a lot of experiment on beans. These ones are here because they are store-bought beans. So the beans will grow in Africa. I've planted them this year to see how it will go, if they're going to do well. So that's why you see a bit of beans around. It's not like I'm being smart. It's just because I'm doing a lot of experiments this year. Pear trees, cherry trees. These are new trees I just bought this year. So we'll see what happens. Then also this year I'm trying to plant. I'm also experimenting on the white beans, which is the cocky beans, the black-eyed beans, and the normal cocky beans that we eat. So this is it here. The other ones are in the allotment. So we'll see that when we get there. Then for the first time again, I've successfully grown water leaf from seeds. So let's see what happens, what's happening in here. That's water leaf from the seeds in here. We'll just water so that they're all lying down. It's looking fresh. I'll just leave that in there to grow and I'll harvest from there. Then we'll go down to the polytunnel. It's polytunnel down there. As usual, this is potatoes. It's self-planted. The compost bin is in there. Potatoes are decided to grow inside the compost bin. Amazing, isn't it? Compost bin potatoes is growing inside. So this is, I didn't plant any potatoes here, but it's, every year I harvest a lot of potatoes from here. Self-planted. And then there are so many surprises this year. Another surprise I had this year is that I had tomatoes in here last year, and somehow this year I've just seen tomatoes growing from everywhere. There's an overwhelming amount of tomatoes just growing everywhere in here. It's like tomatoes take over in here. Most of it here is just growing on its own from last year plant, which is strange for me. I've never experienced it before. You can see a lot of tomatoes plants. coming up from down. All of this is from last year. They just germinated and they're doing well on their own, so I've just left them to grow, which is good. Then I've got some peppers in there. Then also I'm trying some water leaf outside in the polytunnel. It looks as if it's doing well this year in the polytunnel. So this first time I planted water leaf out here in the polytunnel. It's looking well also, so it's okay. Some tomatoes interfering in there. It's just amazing. Can't believe it, how much tomatoes is just growing on its own. It's a good surprise. I wouldn't mind some tomatoes from here. So that is my backyard so far. I hope you enjoy watching it. And the most important thing of doing this is that we're trying to encourage people to plant. Sorry. Encouraging you to plant and grow your own food. Gardening is very good. You grow your own food. Encouraging everybody to grow their own food so you can have some organic food for yourself. Yeah, grandkids are harvesting this raspberries. This year I've got my little helpers. She's good. Okay, so that is my backyard for June. That's June. Take some more strawberries. So hope you've enjoyed watching this presentation for this evening. I'll see you again soon. Thank you. Bye.